everybody. Today I wanted to sit down and put some makeup on. Some of it that's new to me, some of it that's less new to me, more old to me. Some things that I applied mere hours ago and then I lost all my footage. So here we are, again, you and me, except it's again only for me. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm just going to sit here, I'm going to do my full face, I'm going to talk about stuff that I'm using, we're going to sit, we're going to hang out. I'm going to repeatedly look in the viewfinder that is beside the camera, and not the camera. But I will do my best. So the first thing that I have is a new-ish to me, new-ish to makeup in general. It's the Smashbox Mindful 5. So this one has cannabis. Their primer oil complex, red algae, green tea, and prebiotics. So basically what I comprehend from this is lots of sweet, sweet hydration and soothing properties. So I've used it a couple times. It is pretty lightweight, like it's almost like an oily serum texture, if that makes sense. So it's not like overly hydrating, there's no greasy film. There is like a light tack that's left behind. It reminds me of a calmer version of the Milk, their gripping primer, because it's a similar kind of like ingredient base and concept without being as intensely sticky. I still also really do like the Milk gripping primer. I am happy to use it. I have one, I'm like halfway done it. I do enjoy it, but if the stickiness is like a turn off for you, if you're like a texture person, you might like the Smashbox one a little bit better. The other thing that I have is small. It's this little guy here. It's the new Tatcha primer. So the Silk Canvas, but liquid. So I'm familiar with the original Silk Canvas. I didn't mind it for myself, you know. I typically just use it on clients at work. I really liked it for clients that have like larger pores, pit scarring, or even like smoothing more mature skin as well. Clients that just wanted to have some of their fine lines minimized. So I really did like the product. On myself, I didn't notice a huge difference, but larger pores and that kind of thing aren't necessarily my concern at the same time. So I just want to see kind of how this one compares, and I'm only going to put it on one side of my face just because I want to see if there's going to be any difference. So I'm going to do kind of like my T-zone area. Got a couple blemishes over here, a couple little friends. I'm also going to do my smile lines just because I want to see if it'll help there at all, because if you look at my smile lines the wrong way, they will crease. And on my forehead, where again we've got another couple little friends that are all hanging out. They're all quarantined with me, so they can't leave, you know. And we will see how this goes. Doesn't feel like too different texturally from my skin. I don't notice any miracles looking up close or anything like that, but we'll see how it goes on. So from there, okay, so from there, I've also got a new foundation. New to me, the Smashbox Synchro Skin foundation. I wanted to try this out because everybody and their mother loves it so much, so I was like, oh, well, obviously I'm gonna love it. I got the shade 160 Shell, which on the Sephora website says that it's a neutral. It looks a little warm to me, personally. It's not going to match me right now because I have a self-tan developing, so I'm sure either way it's going to be a little bit off. But that is why I wore a high-necked shirt. So let's take a peek. Yeah, when I put it on the first time I thought it looked a little yellow. I still think it looks a little bit yellow for something that's being advertised as a neutral, in my humble opinion. But nonetheless, we will give it a go. So it's a pretty thin consistency. I did have to build a coverage on my chin and on my forehead. I had to do 2 layers in those areas to get the coverage that I wanted earlier. But overall, it went on very smooth. And upon immediate application, I don't really see a difference between the side of my chin that's primed and not primed. And it was kind of the same deal earlier, where I didn't really notice much of a difference either way. But we'll see if anything changes this time around, since this is technically round 2. Also, my cat's here. She's here to hang. She's here to be nosy. I'm in my basement currently, So we're all just chilling here together. Yeah, so not too bad. First layer, I'll lean in a little closer so you guys can see. I do have some blemishes like on my chin here that you can still see. And we also are gonna have these bad boys on my forehead to conceal as well. So I'm gonna do the other side of my face and then we'll come back. Okay, other side of my face is done. Haven't done my forehead yet. In terms of in my T-zone, other than the cat hair that is stuck to my face, both sides look the same still. I'm not sure if you guys can tell a difference or not, but I would also love to remove that cat hair. So we're gonna do the forehead. Now my hair is strategically parted today to hide these bad boys here. I'm not super concerned if they get covered or not because I intend to cover them like that. So I've gone through the whole pump that was on the back of my hand. I'm gonna put one more out because my forehead will take a little bit and then I'm gonna be building in a couple areas again anyway. So let's hope I don't put this in my hair. I did that last time. Let's just start right in the middle here. Yeah, because it covers okay, but stuff still peeks through. And not that I always wear full coverage, I actually typically don't as much anymore. But if I'm going to wear something that's marketed as full coverage, I would like it to look more full coverage than not. Okay, so this is my skin, one layer on. Can still see our friends up there a little bit. Mainly the one that's literally in my hairline. Chin's still peeking through a little bit as well. So now with just what's left, we're going to go back in for a second layer. Just in those select spots. Because the second layer I find did help quite a bit. So it's a very buildable foundation, which is nice. So you don't have to wear it full Monty if that's not the vibe. Okay, let's see. So yeah, covers them a lot better second time around. Still peeking through a little bit. I personally am not heartbroken by it. However, if say you were somebody that did have a lot of blemishes, more so the ones up here that are freshly, I'll call it extracted. I did my best to do it properly. Those ones, because they're still a little, you know, those ones are hard to cover. The ones on my chin here that are all like closed off, healing, not oozing, all those ones are covering just fine. So yeah, I think for foundation, I'm gonna make a call it. So now I have my Blendiful here. It's dirty because we've already done this together. So with this, I'm gonna be using my concealer. I'm gonna start with my MAC Studio Fix Concealer, the 24-hour smooth wear in NW24, because I find for my skin tone, couple shades darker, couple shades lighter, this is a really great tone to actually correct the under eyes without going in with like a orange or peach or whatever it may be that can be a little bit stronger. This comes across a little bit softer, but it still gets the job done. And then you're not concerned about covering up your color corrector. So we're gonna go right on the inner corner. Just a little whoop right on the outer corner. And this doesn't set too quick, so I'm just gonna do the other side. So inner corner here, where we get the most darkness. And then I'm a little bit red on my outer corner here. I don't really need much in the center, we're just gonna blend them to meet together. But because I'm gonna be layering two concealers, I'm using this to conceal and I'm gonna be brightening. I don't need to like spackle it on the full triangle scenario, you know? This will keep everything a little bit more natural, a little bit more light in terms of textures. So we're gonna just blend this bad boy in. Because this is a fairly universal color for just overall like lighter skin tones. It's one that I keep in my kit. And I can actually wear this one alone even if I'm not wearing any makeup, because it just color corrects enough that it kind of neutralizes back into my skin tone. Okay, so as you guys can see, my under eyes are looking a lot better, a lot more awake, more like my face, less like a punch. So I'm gonna take now my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, because I don't use this very much, and we're gonna play with that. It is bright. I again noticed that the first time, because I bought two shades. I bought Fair Warm and Medium Peach. I didn't think Medium Peach was going to be bright enough. It is. I grabbed the wrong one, but you know what? I'm already here. I'm already sitting down. I'm already dedicated. So we're just going to roll with it. So we're gonna do the same technique where we're just going, whoop, right on the inner corner and on the outer corner. I'm gonna carry that up just a titch because I kind of want to like go out onto my temples and be like, mwah, you know? So we're gonna do that. It's gonna come down a little bit on the side of the nose there because we're gonna use that to start our sculpt of the schnoz. Now, I'm not gonna like paint this and then blend it because this is a fairly matte concealer, so this is gonna set pretty quick. So I don't want to just let this hang out here because then it's not gonna blend. So we're starting in this area here and then just gently moving it over. And we're keeping it again right up to the side of the nose. Just like that, okay. And then I'm just gonna use like more of the actual side. Hold this like a little taco. And blend that out. Just like that. And I'm gonna soften this line here. Because it's not the game I'm here to play. Beautiful. We've been brightened. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, both of our under eyes are blended. I'm gonna grab my concealer again. And we're just gonna do, yep, a little on the chin. A little on the nose, a little, you know? I'm not going to highlight my forehead because I have a huge forehead. And I love myself, so I'm not going to do that. If you have a more petite forehead, you are more than welcome to highlight it. It is just not the game that I like to play. Okay, we're going to blend this out quick just because that concealer. Ha ha ha, I have a little mustache now. Fantastic. That concealer sets pretty quick. Okay, we're very highlighted, we're very brightened. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty Tantour and I am using the shade Fair. And I have my beautiful little e.l.f. brush, which this is the last step that we got to. This is the last dirty brush. So this guy here, I bought because Samantha Ravindell loves it, so then obviously I need to purchase it. Now, I have 3 of this brush because I love it so much. It's really, really great for either lightweight foundations, for cream contour like I'm about to do it with, just like blah, 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 so quick, so beautiful. Love it. So for the contour, we're going to start at the top of our ears, right up here. I'm going to just pat that product in the general region of where we would like it to be, you know? So right there, I'm going to give him a little blend. And again, I love this brush because it has those longer bristles that blend everything really nicely without picking any of the product. And then I'm just going to take whatever color is left to do some little circles here. I'm kind of coming up to meet where I did that highlighting there earlier. Just like that. So you can kind of see from the front a little bit more sculpted on this side than on the other side. Okay, both sides of my cheeks are contoured. We're going to scoot on up to the forehead. And this, we're gonna get as into the hairline as we can, you know? And again, I'm kind of stopping it where I did that highlighting out there. I'm mostly using the tips of the bristle on the brush now, just so it can get back a little bit farther without me working as hard. Now it's also pretty likely that doing this is gonna uncover those pimples from earlier up here because I'm using a little bit more pressure. And this foundation actually can take it pretty well, which is nice. Because it didn't go wonky on my cheeks or anything like that, but it is going to lift up a little bit of the coverage. Just like that, and we'll put my hair back where it goes there. Yeah, so they're peeking out a little bit now. Not too bad. But now that we've got all of our... Oh, I lied. We don't have all of our cream products on. Ooh, why am I doing this right now? Okay. Boop. Okay, so I lied. We don't have all of our cream products on. I have something new to try out, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter. I almost started reading the French because I thought it was part of the name, because I thought the name was very long. So I have this little friend here. What shade did I purchase? I purchased Spotlight. So this has a lock and an unlock. Thank God. I was terrified that this was just going to get all squeezed out like a little toothpaste tube. So I did swatch it on my hand. I have not put it on my face. I don't know how it looks. We're going to find out together. So let's do the side here because the light hits that quite nice. I'm gonna give it a little squeeze. Don't know, is that a lot? Who knows? Let's do a little boop. Okay, it's a little dark for my skin tone at the moment. But let's take my Blendiful and tap that in. Oh, that set fast. Yeah, that did set quite quickly. Foundation broke up underneath it just a little bit. But because we're using two new products, I can't really decide who to be mad at. But that does give like a nice glow. From the front, there's no like darker gray cast or anything like that, so it's not necessarily too dark. It does look nice when you hit the light, but I feel like with a darker foundation on and more of a fake tan, it would look a lot more like lightening and brightening. Okay, highlights on both sides. Again, I think it looks cute. I think it's nice. I think I want to try it again when I have more of a tan and also with a different foundation, because what I'm noticing is that it set really quickly, but even when I blended it, it only broke up the foundation in the areas where the sponge had direct contact with my face. So I'm curious to see if applying this with like a brush or my fingers would be a little more flattering. But now that we're actually done all of our liquids, I'm going to do a little bit of a set, and I'm using my Kindness Vegan Beauty Animals Measles powder to set my face. Just in some areas, I'm going to pat out any creases from the concealer, because it did crease a little bit while it's been hanging out. There we go. And then I'm actually just going to use like the same little spot on my sponge here. Not sponge, Blendiful. And I'm just going to press the powder in. I just like to take the clean side just to pick up like any excess. And we didn't cover the highlight, still there. But sets the under eyes and the side of the nose really well. We are going to contour our nose, but I prefer to do it with powder just because of the way I apply my concealer. I've technically already created a little bit of a contour with my natural skin tone, so I don't feel the need to go in with that and then with cream contour and then powder contour. It just seems like a little bit much for me, so I prefer to skip. There we go. So I can set in the sides of my nose really well. The only areas that I ever really get oily are the sides of my nose and my forehead. So I'm going to take more powder on my Blendiful here and just lightly kind of sweep that over the forehead. I'm not going to set my smile lines because they crease no matter what, and it looks worse when I set them. But I am going to set my chin and those areas that I have some blemishes, just to make sure that coverage stays. Just with like next to no powder. So let's see. Yeah, I'd definitely say this is like a nice medium coverage foundation. I wouldn't go so far as to say full, but definitely like a medium buildable scenario, I feel like would be a very fair assessment. Okay, so now that we're set, we can go into all of our delightful powdery items. So I'm going to do my butter bronzer in the shade Light Bronzer. It's very creative. So I'm just taking that on a nice fluffy It Cosmetics brush, and we're just going to lightly kind of go over, and even a little bit more towards the centers of my face now, since this is more of a bronzing scenario. Just like that, just to give my face a little bit more color. A very pale lady. Okay, forehead. A helmet of bronzer for me. Bronze my forehead a lot due to its large and in charge status. I know who I am. I've accepted it. It's fine. Delightful. I'm also just going to take a little bit on my chin. Whatever is left underneath the jaw there. And to contour my nose, I have a little Morphe brush here. I have an R31. So nice and small-ish, but also pretty thin, which I like. And I'm just going to pick up some bronzer on the very tip of the brush here. We're going to go underneath the tip of my nose, because I like to kind of push that bad boy up a little bit. Easy peasy. And with a little bit more product, I'm just really lightly going to kind of follow the shape that's already there. I don't really try to change my nose shape. I more so just try to keep my nose from turning into this light, smooth area in the middle of my face. That makes absolutely no sense. Just to actually put the regular dimension back into my face. Yeah, see, so nothing crazy, just actually puts my nose back where it goes. Easy peasy. For blush, I'm gonna use Dainty from MAC because I got this in my gratis when I first started working there, and then I used it one time. And I haven't used it since. So it's like a nice peachy pink. I don't really know what I had against it per se, but you know, we're gonna wear it now. So I'm actually gonna pick that up on my Blendiful too. I'm just gonna pick up like a clean corner, because I know it's a little bit more of like a lighter, softer kind of color, so I'm not super worried about how intensely it's gonna go on. And we're just gonna kind of tap over the cheek. Yeah, it's like really, really soft, but I'm not mad. Yeah, it's chill. It's a good time. It's happening. Okay, so blush is on, nice and soft. I'm not a blush girl. I don't like a lot of blush. And then for highlight, I also brought in a powder highlight just in case I didn't like vibe with this one, because I brought the butter highlighter in Pearl. I am going to put a little bit of this on just to actually brighten like where my highlight is, because right now it kind of just matches my skin tone exactly. So I'm just looking to emphasize it a little bit more. So I'm just going to take a little Morphe M510, nice and tiny, and I'm trying to use a little bit. I don't know what it is. I don't, you know? So let's see. Yeah, that just lightens it up just a little bit. Because it's like pretty much set, like there isn't really much stick at all. I don't know why I'm putting more on, but here I am. Yeah, those two actually look really nice together. Super, super, super cool. I don't know why I never wear this highlight. It's actually really nice. Yeah. I'm gonna highlight a little bit on my Cupid's bow. A sweat mustache, but I like it, so it's fine. A little on my chin, even though I got a pimple coming in down here. Just like that, sweaty chin. I like to go a little bit above my brows. I like to look like I'm sweating. A little right in the middle. And then I'm going to highlight my nose. I'm just going to use a little bit of a smaller brush. I have a MAC 217 near me, so that's what I'm going to use. Just to go down the bridge. And right on the tip. Just like that. Easy peasy. Okay, so complexion's pretty much done. Let's inspect. So I'm going to get a little bit closer. Okay. So, I feel just fine. This is not a chin hair of mine, let me tell you. This is not attached. There we are. So, coverage-wise, again, I'd say more like a medium buildable. Still some breakouties happening on my forehead. A little bit of enhanced texture as well on some of the older blemishes that are a little bit more dry. They're covering my chin really, really well. My smile lines are already starting to crease as well. My smile lines are already starting to crease as well. More so on the side that isn't primed. So we'll keep an eye on that, see how it goes. But overall, like, I think it's a nice foundation. I don't like that the color isn't as described. Not a fan of that, because I definitely couldn't wear this foundation without some sort of fake tan on, because it's just too yellow for me. And it would give me like a little Oompa Loompa jaundice face kind of feel. So my brows are already on. I do want to do just like something super quick and easy on my eyes, because I have a new eyeliner that I want to try. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this like a little bit closer, but not a whole bunch. Meep. Sit down. There we go. Okay, just close enough so you guys can see. I'm just going to do one eye at first. I'll do the other eye off camera and come back. So I'm going to take a little bit of my P. Louise primer. And it's just going to go, whoop, just like that. Easy peasy. And I'm gonna, it's not practical to have them there. Okay, so I've got my primer on. I'm gonna use my little MAC, I think this is a 232, the number's already rubbing off. And I'm just going to blend that across my lid. So we've got a little base happening. Super cool, just like that. So I have this ColourPop palette. I don't remember what it's called, but it's covered in butterflies. And it's got like more like neutrals that are warm and some cooler, more purpley tones. So I just figured I'd kind of like pop one or two on the lid and call her a day. So I'm thinking I'm gonna take a nice little fluffer here. Got a Morphe M441. And I'm gonna go in with this like light stone kind of color. And we're just going to go right in the crease super lightly. Because I just kind of want to sculpt it out a little bit. I am going to bring it out as well. But I basically just want my crease to have a little bit of shape. More than anything. Just a little shadow. Like that. Super cool, super fun. For the lid, I don't think I want to go too high shine. I might change my mind later and add one in. But I'm just going to... Oh, these come out! Okay. Let me tell you the name of the first color I used. First shade I used was Pretty Please. Now, I am using Monarch. So if you have this palette at home, you can easily recreate this look. And I'm just going to pop that on with my little fingy. It's like more of a satin kind of finish. Not super, super shiny, but not super matte either. Just kind of right in the middle. Yeah, very pretty still. Just a little bit of shine, nothing crazy. There we go. Okay. So the other new thing I have is also from Charlotte Tilbury. I was feeling expensive, is what we're gonna say. So I have one of her new dual-ended eyeliners. I do intend to use both shades. I have the one that's for green eyes because my eyes are green. So we're gonna start with... Do you have a name? Is it me? Mesmerizing Maroon Matte. There's a Mesmerizing Maroon... Say that 5 times fast. Mesmerizing Maroon Matte and a Mesmerizing Maroon Metallic. Whew. Okay. So we're going to start with the matte side, and I'm just going to start on my outer corner here. Let me get the mirror out of your face. It's a little stiffer of a formula than I expected it to be. Just like, I don't know, looking at it I thought it was going to like melt onto my eye. But I'm kind of surprised that it does feel a little bit stiffer than I expected. So I got a good amount on the outer corner there. I do want to have this have like a little flick. If Charlotte can do it with a pencil, then I'm gonna at least try, you know? There we go. Just like that. And then I'm gonna bring it back. Just like that. So basically we have this little triangle area that we're going to fill in. I'm actually going to fill it in off camera because I feel like I'm going to be here for a little bit of a while, and then I will come back. Okay, so we're a little bit more filled in. After I started working with it a little bit more, it kind of softened up a little bit, but I am going to take a little tiny brush. This is a Morphe R45, and I'm picking up a little extra liner on it just so we can kind of perfect that flick and fade it out a little bit better. I'm also just going to use it to make sure that the color is nice and built up towards that tail. There we go. Okay, so I kind of brought it just past the halfway mark on my eye here, and I'm going to flip it now to the metallic side. Also curious to see if this has a slightly different texture. Woo! Oh, you guys see that? That almost went in my eye. What a time. Actually, it feels pretty much the same. It might be like a hair softer, maybe. I also could be making things up. But it feels pretty much identical. More so just want this kind of like in the center, just to highlight it a little bit. And then I'm actually going to go back with the darker one for the very inner corner here. There we go, just so we still got that definition. Now I'm curious to see if I could take my little eyeliner brush and just kind of draw this in on my inner corner a little bit. Yeah, why not? Oh, that's fun. That's a fun little time right there. I dig it. It's a vibe. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mess with this for another minute or two maybe, and then once again, I will come back. Okay. So I kind of just smoked out the wing a little bit to kind of where I wanted it. I am in a severe debate of whether or not I should put any under my eyes. I think I'm going to, just on the outer corner. Yeah, I like that. And then I am going to take a little brush. I've got a little MAC 220. And I just want to smoke that. Just so it's not super harsh. Yeah, that's a vibe. And I think I will add a little bit more sheen right on the center of my lid. I'm going to use Nectar from the palette. And I'm just going to go right in the center there with my finger. And just kind of fan it out across. And then I will just touch up that liner. Yeah, what's a fun time. Okay, I'm going to go do mascara. I'm going to do my other eye. And I will be back for a lip. Okay, I am back. Both eyes are done. We've got mascara on. I'm wearing the MAC Up For Everything lash on my top lashes and the extended play on the bottom. I do extended play on the bottom just because this doesn't transfer underneath my eyes, as to where despite how waterproof this one is, it does. So, eyes are done. I'm McFeeling it. I'm McFeeling it. Let's zoom in. I think it's cute. It's a cute, fun little feel. I feel like a little like fox eye-ish, you know, like if I was just like, you know, like a little Instagram girl. So I do like it. Let's zoom me back out to keep chatting here. That looks about right. In terms of the eyeliner itself, I still stand by my statement of it being a little bit like more of like a hard texture than I expected. It still was workable, but I wish it was creamier. I feel like it would be a lot easier to work with, a lot easier to do this technique with, especially because the feline flick is something that Charlotte Tilbury is known for. It's one of her most popular techniques, and I feel like the product that she's developed to do that technique with was a little lacking, just in my opinion. I feel like if it was a little bit creamier, it would have gone on a lot easier. The color also didn't want to layer. Mostly the matte side, the metallic I could layer, but the matte was picking up on itself the more I tried to actually make that pigmentation really nice and smooth, so I could only take it to a certain point. So I feel medium about it. I'll still definitely use it again because I love the colors. I don't have any eyeliners in either of these colors, so I'm still going to keep it and I'm still going to use it, but I would just bear that in mind if it was something that you were looking to purchase. So for lips, oh, look at him. I totally could have sharpened him, but I didn't. And here we are, so we're just going to go with it. I'm using my MAC Soar lip liner. I do like to overdraw my lips. Don't come for me. Do what I like. So I'm just going to line and fill. I'm going to be quiet while I do that because I can't move my lips and fill them in all at the same time. Lip liner is on. I'm going to be using Sweetheart from Kaja. It's one of their Earhart lipsticks. I've worn this once before and I had a lot of mixed emotions. So we're gonna try it on again because I looked crusty and musty in this lipstick. Because it just goes on so smooth, like it deceives you. And then it sets in, and then your lips look like a butthole. Yeah, see, I do really like the color, but I don't trust it. So I also grabbed my Bobbi Brown Crushed Liquid Lip in Hippie Shake. This is actually like a huge favorite of mine. I love this. Oh, the color, the texture on these is amazing. And we've done it. We've done it, friends. That is the whole look. I feel like if you really wanted to kind of intensify that like winged out like fox eye kind of shape, especially because I already do like a pretty straight brow, a little corner lash would be desirable. I am out of lash glue, so it will not be for me today. But overall, I think this is fun. This is definitely well suited for my events this evening, which is going to the kitchen to get some ice cream after this, because I deserve it, to be quite frank. Okay, friends, so with that, we're done. That's the whole thing. There we go. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you sitting here and watching what is presumably going to be a long video, especially probably your first video introducing yourself to me. So thanks for sitting tight. I hope you had lots of snacks. I hope you are very well hydrated now. And with that, if you could just like this video to let me know that you enjoyed it, subscribe, and hit the bell as well so you know of any future videos that I will be uploading, because I hopefully want to keep this going for you guys. And just enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!